we've arrived. The weather's been a bit changeable on the way. It started beautiful. We've had rain and sun, and now we've got rain again. But actually I'm very warm, so it's quite refreshing. It's Swiss National Day, and the first, which is why they've got some flags out. Hopefully we'll get to see a bit of that. And hopefully the weather will be a bit better tomorrow, so we can go and see a view. Morning. It's one of those days where you're really not sure which way the weather's going to go. It could go blue, or it could kind of go grey. Hello from the top of Sparenmoos. This is Hotel Sparenmoos. I mean, it's a bit of a misnomer, in so much it's not really a hotel anymore. And this is where the trotting net goes from. Anyway, today we're planning on doing one of these vegs. But which one? Continuing up the path, doing sort of circular walk of some variety. Lots of other people seem to have joined us along the way. The view is pretty excellent, despite the uncertain weather. Let's have a look at some tiny fungus. Here we go.
Gosh, that's fantastic.
Look at that. Strange. Those are absolutely minuscule. They're like a millimetre or two across. They're weird fungus growing out of a lichen. It might be round here, yes, the platform. Yes, it might be what I was thinking of. What have I missed? We're heading to a viewing platform, I think.
Some more here, look.
Nature view.
See, look at that. And the seeds inside.
Look from there.
Is that? Yeah.
We're carrying on after a little sojourn on the Aussicht Punkt, a viewing platform, heading towards a cafe.
Yeah,
The sun's come out. We passed some mushroom pickers, but we haven't found any mushrooms.
well, there used to be some at the back of Sonnenfreude, because Ernst and I used to go. And we collected those, and these tiny, like needles, one grew on one pine needle. And you collected a whole, they had just like a pin. You collected a whole load, and they were wonderful seasoning.
But pin mushrooms, yeah.
For soups and things.
There's some sort of mushrooms in it.
Just heading back to the car. The weather is still beautiful that way. What you can't see around the corner here is this tremendous storm brewing. So we're back down in Zweisimmen town centre, which is where the Tour de France came through a week ago today no less, and you can see the cows have been dressed in the yellow jersey and the polka dot jersey of the overall leader in the mountains classification. They're keeping their jerseys, evidently. It's very nice and spotty. Post cake.
Post cake, yeah.
Good morning. Look at that. It's pretty remarkable. No view always is. Telegraph pole aside. It's going to be a pretty good day. This is the view from the car park in Lenk. Yes, I realise that's exciting. I'm not going to show you the car park, that's less exciting. That opposite is, I've forgotten, the Betelberg and Metz. This is Betelberg actually, just behind the tree. And that's over to Adelboden, but we're not going that way. We're going to go up the mountain behind me, which I'll show you in a moment, Betelberg. and see what the view's like from up there. So this is the Berg restaurant at the top. That's the flower walk up there, it's a bit steep. It is, yes. It doesn't look very blooming up there, no. We're going to go around here and see into the rocky, snowy peaks in the distance. And then we're going to come back. We're going to head back down the mountain that way. We're now coming down properly. There's the Veldstrubel. And there appears to be some sort of murmely set over here. Amazing backdrop this. The end of the valley. Yes, it might be. Certainly some sort of farm establishment that sells refreshments, hopefully. I mean, it's been half an hour since we not since we were in the restaurant, but since we left the top.
To come down.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so we should be there in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
The middle station.
It's the local pig pen.
Can't be good for you.
This was our picnic bench when we had lunch. That's the view.
Oh yes,
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Marlis and Herbie.
And then we're heading off that
Probably
way.
not so concentrated as we do.
Zip line, obviously, slightly gutted. I can't get on that, but that's because there's too many kids. If they weren't there, I'd be on it, no question. And then there's a nice little lake here, and somebody's got a barbecue going further over here. I keep smelling sausages. Either that or I'm hallucinating, nose hallucinating. That appears to be some sort of falcon. And that's a red squirrel. And that's an owl. Metal station stop. It is 7 minutes past 3. And we're going to walk down and meet the other party at the bottom. Okay. So we're going to go for a light jog down a mountain. We're still coming down. It's steep for a bit longer before we level out. We come out of the woods in both a literal and a figurative sense. Right, we've come down the steep bit here through the woods, and we're now on Easy Street. Gravelly street, but easy street. We have found and joined the river. A little stream that runs down all the way to where the cable car station is at the bottom, and actually past the cable car station into the River Zimmer. It's very tasty and cold up here. Further down it gets really sulphury and it smells of eggs, which is less appealing. Okay, nearly there. The final leg, the final descent. You have arrived at your destination. Ta-da! It is 14 minutes past 4, so we are 7 minutes late, which is outrageous. Good morning. It's another very nice day. What you just saw was some festing at the Hotel Diana whilst we were waiting for Pin to arrive, which he did on a bus at about 9 o'clock. And then we went to bed because my knee didn't work at that point. After running down the mountain, what felt like it. Problem is, when it's really, really steep, you put a lot of weight on your joints. But it feels better today, and the sky looks blue, and the temperature is good. So, see how the other parties are feeling. So, the plan is, at the moment, that we are going to try and drive up to Seebergsee, which translated roughly means Lake Mountain Lake. Brilliant name, I think you'll agree. And if we can get all the way up there, then we'll try and do a bit of a round walk amongst the peaks there, and there's an amazing lake which I really want to swim in, although that's obviously madness, but if you don't try. So that's, I mean, it's going to be freezing, so I should probably preempt that statement. But it's a beautiful view up there, and it's amazing, and you're high up in the mountains. So that's this morning's plan now that Pin has arrived. So after quite an impressive journey, we've made it to the top of the Alp, up a very, very wiggly road. In fact, you can see that's where it came down. You can see the groove cut there. It's about 10 kilometres up the mountain, up to about here, and then come down into this valley, and then back up past this cow, up the road. And you'll notice that we're not the only people. There's a full-size car park, which is slightly bonkers. That's the restaurant on the right. The path annoyingly diverted us over here first. We went essentially past it on the low slopes. It's a bit selfish. If we'd gone up the road, we would have gone straight there, but there we go. More pigs. There always seems to be pig pens on the tops of mountains.
It's still going, but I couldn't. I tried because we're going up 2 days after we come back. We're going up for 2 nights to see John and Chris, my mate, because John's going back to Thailand.
Pin's just having a beer.
So that's the dead end up there, going up.
I think so, yeah. I mean, as much as any of them are. We're going to head up the road there to the lake. Look at that. I mean, I'm not sure there's a more perfect lake in the world. It's just remarkable. better than what's beneath, which is very, very cold because the sun is helping little. But it is glacial, so it's not exactly boiling. The woodman is just taking a couple of trees down and that kind of thing. I'm still quite cold, everyone else is boiling. That lake was really lowered my core temperature. Well, let me show you around here the view. You get down the valley. We made it as far as the bend there.
Well, some of
Some of us did. And now we're heading back to take the wiggly road back down the mountain. No, it's just sitting there chewing. Come and say hello. See my... Yes, hello. Hello, cow. You're very friendly. This lot, less so. We're nearly back. Seeing as it was 3:15 when we turned around, and it was only half an hour ago, and we're already back to the car park, so that's quite an easy walk, but then it's downhill, so that was inevitable. Now we're going to navigate a windy road back to the valley. We're just coming round for dinner. We're going to have breakfast for dinner. Frühstück, sausages and eggs and bacon and whatnot. Scrambled eggs, tomatoes, and mushrooms. Look at this masterpiece of breakfast for dinner.
God, this looks enormous, doesn't it?
This is where we're going tonight for the concert. Through the door, up the stairs, into the church. Good geranium selection. Morning. Look, keep thinking it's going to rain, and then this keeps happening, where the weather's nearly perfect. But what can you do? It's a Swiss Flying Ant Day, and you can see them. Sorry, ant in the face.
On this edge where they're not.
Yeah, coming out of the edges here. Anyway, we're going towards the station. Here we are at St Stefan station. We're waiting for a train, not this one's going the wrong way. We're waiting for a train to come down the line towards us, and then we're going to head off to Lenk, which is down that way. Welcome to Lenk, where we've spent an hour having a drink, but to be honest it's so hot, it's kind of necessary.
Aren't they lovely? It's like those flowers.
Oh yeah, it's very nice, very Swiss. You must be going in Zweisimmen.
Look at the shadow.
Unless he's been allowed to land at military runway.
It's very low.
Yeah, maybe he's landing.
Where is he? Is he going to Zweisimmen?
I don't know. Very odd. Or he's lost. He thinks he's on,
Don't,
maybe.
Please.
He's still
He's
the
very
outskirts
low,
of Lenk.
isn't
Yeah. Just turning his hay. Clearer that mountain gets, the more certain we are there's going to be a thunderstorm. Lunch break, not quite lunch. Have a look at these amazing clouds that have since developed. It's looking more intimidating by the minute. We're, well, over halfway, let's say. Theoretically, this is a walk that takes an hour and 45 minutes. Obviously, we stop a lot for eating and refueling and taking photos and whatnot. So it's going to take longer than that. So far, seems to be autumn going on in front of me. So far, it has taken us an hour and a half and we're about halfway, so what does that tell you? This tells me that there is a storm coming and it's reasonably imminent, if I had to guess. Imminent enough that I might consider diverting to the station. So it was raining, it kind of is raining, but not really properly now. So we're a bit undecided about whether to bail out and get the train or whether to walk the runway, although there is obviously a plane on the end of the runway currently and you can see the tail of it there. Good old aircraft hangars we always go past. No actual aircraft, just a snowplow and a lot of huts. Planes still on the runway. We're always waiting for. He's waiting for good weather, he's a bit optimistic. Although that said, it is now looking brighter that way. It is still technically raining here though. The Gobbler Man's not stopping his grass collection. Strange man over here with rhubarb on his head. Pretty normal. They don't want me to film their amazing jet that came in. It's pretty big. It's got loads of jets in there, isn't there? That's a really big one though. It's a long runway this. Oh, that seems obvious, seeing it's for military jets, but it's a very long runway. And the weather's literally changed from one end to the other. So we got back about an hour ago, so the rain's sort of been intermittent. And we've had a lie down and a read and a bit of a snack before this evening. And I'm just going up for a walk to see the chalet that we used to stay at many years ago. And also, if I can get up to those chalets there, I might get quite a nice view. So we'll see how we get on. This is the chalet we used to stay at when we were well over 15 years ago now. Strubely it's called, that's the door we used to go into. We used to be upstairs because the owners used to own downstairs. It's changed a lot. I mean, for a start there's an owl, but also the front garden has become a water feature. It used to be a grass garden and now it is a swimming pool come ponds. So there's a pool in the middle and then the edge of it is a pond. I know that sounds like it shouldn't work. I'm not convinced it does work. It's a very strange idea. There's now steps down from the balcony because it's clearly all one place again and not two. It's a pretty good view from up here, to be fair. Now, that is where my parents are. That's Marlus's place in the middle of that field. Not that one. That one. The yellowy wood. And then if you come round, you can just about see in the centre of the frame there a couple of windows sticking out between a roof and a tree. Right in the middle of the frame, that is our apartment. That's where we're going for dinner. We've made it to the top. The weather's improved. We were promised thunderstorms and there are no thunderstorms. Just in the middle of the frame now is where I walked up to before. Doesn't look very high now, does it? But luckily I reserved about a month ago because obviously they have a website and email. But look, it's crazy. Everybody's turned up. I'm taking 2 pills now.
Have a lot of drink, but you don't fall asleep when you take us back, right? It's the only thing, thank God, it doesn't seem to affect his driving.
This is the view from the balcony at about 10:30. You can't see much, but we're going to bed. And if you'd like to see more, I'd strongly suggest you subscribe so I can show you when the sun comes up. Good night.